Hi everyone, this is Ravi. Welcome to TRICENTIS Tosca automation tutorial. As you all know, I have already published 60 YouTube videos covering beginners level, intermediate level and advanced level concepts. From few days onwards, I've started teaching you the real-time scenarios where you might encounter different types of obstacles and how can we solve those obstacles while automating your test cases by using TRICENTIS Tosca. TRICENTIS Tosca. Please do subscribe to the channel, click on bell icon, you'll receive notifications whenever I publish more videos. Don't forget to like and share the video. Thank you. This is our lesson 61 in terms of overall TRICENTIS Tosca automation tutorial, and this is our lesson 19 or obstacle 19 in terms of real-time scenarios. In this lesson, I'm going to teach you how can we solve an obstacle where you need to interact with a dynamic web table to get last table row value or to get last content row from the dynamic web table and enter the last table row value into an edit box. Now let us go to obstacle list and try to understand in detail what is the obstacle that we need to solve for.
So this is our obstacle which is named as the last row and which is categorized as medium. So let us go for it. In order to complete this obstacle, you need to verify that the last row in the table displays an order value, and then take this value and put it into text field. So what is the last row order value? Our last row order value is 6124 pounds. So let me enter 6124 into this particular box. As soon as you enter including the pound symbol, it says you solved this problem, you solved this automation problem, which means, and one more thing is, this particular table is a dynamic table. So as soon as I refresh, now I can see a table with less rows, correct? So this time again 8359 pound symbol. See, done. If I refresh it again, your table changes. See, now your number of rows in the table got changed and the value also changed. So how can we automate this particular test case to capture the value from the last row of the table and enter the same in this particular edit box? So for that, let us go to TRICENTIS Tosca. As usual, we are capturing all the modules in folder called obstacles, right? Let's double click on this obstacles folder, and these are the obstacles that we are capturing, right? These are all the obstacles till date I have posted in the YouTube. Now right click on this particular obstacle, click on scan, select application. So now this is the application which I would like to automate. Select scan. So here now, what are the objects that I require? What are the objects that I require to capture? One is this order table and this edit box, right? So here is my order table. Select this. And this is my edit box, order value, where I'm entering the value from the last row of your table. Select this one as 2. Done. Now let us rename this module with the name of your obstacle. Copy this name and then paste it here. And now let's save the module and close your XCAN. Go back to your TRICENTIS Tosca and verify the module that we captured. So this is the module, right? Obstacle 70310. Double click on this. So I can see here order table, order value. Now let us automate this particular scenario. To do so, go to your left section, which is a blue section, test case section. Okay. So this is the obstacle folder or test case folder where we are capturing, or this is our test case folder where we are automating each and every obstacle. Okay. Right click on this and select create new test case and name this test case with the same obstacle name, right? And double click on this. So now to automate your test case, I'm going to drag and drop this module that we captured just now. Drag this and drop onto your test case. And now to automate the test case, there are two methods. Okay. So I'm going to go with the first method. My first method is, so you can see here, order table contains two different modules, which is row and column, right? So this table has row and column. Now, if I go to row, I can see a lot of values here. If I expand this drop down, $1, $n, $lost, $header, $first empty row, $last content row. $1 means it's my first row. $n means if you want to specify it as a 3, 4, right? If you specify 4, that means your fourth row. And then $last means it's a last row. Okay. So however, what we are going to do here now, to get the value from the last row of the table, I'm going to start using last. This is my last row, right? I'm instructing it as a last row. As soon as you select last row, now it will ask you to select the cell. Is it cell from your type or the cell of value? That means column of type or column of value. So it's going to show your columns here. See here, type, value. I know which is a last row, but when you select last row, what is your column or what is the cell that you would like to capture the value? My cell is under value column, right? So that's why I'm going to select value. Now, instead of verifying the value, I don't want to verify this one. Instead, I want to capture this value into a buffer. So hence, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to select a buffer value, okay? Last row value. This is my buffer, okay? I would like to store the value from this cell into a buffer called last row value, and hence my action mode should not be verify. My action mode should be buffer. Okay, done. Now I'm storing the value of last row from this cell into a buffer, right? And now the value I need to print in the edit box. But that here under order value edit box, I would like to print the value from this buffer. I would like to call this buffer here. What is it? How can we call the buffer? Open curly braces. Anytime, any method you want to use in TRICENTIS Tosca, you have to use open curly braces. Capital B is for buffer and open square braces. This is your last row value. This is my buffer name. Close square braces and then close curly braces, right? And your action mode input, because I would like to enter the value of this buffer. Okay, so now what I'm going to do here, Let's save the test case and let me run this test case. When I run this test case, your order value should be entered as 6431 pound. Let's run this. Right click and run in Scratchbook. See, 6431 pound. You can see here, you solved this automation problem successfully. If I escape this, see, 6431 pound. That's why our test case is successful. So now let us go back to your test results. You can see here now, you have stored last row value here. Let me see. I'm storing the last row value under buffer last row value. What is the value? 6431. The same thing that we entered here. Okay. Now what is the second method? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to drag and drop this module one more time onto the same test case. Okay. So here what I'm going to do, I'm going to name this as method 2. Okay. So here again, same we are going to do. The only change is here under row. Last time what we selected last row. So instead of selecting last row, I'm going to select last content row. Okay, I'm selecting last content row. As soon as you select last content row, your action mode should be select only. Okay, and here in the cell, I'm going to select value. Right, I need the value from the column value. I'm selecting the same. Right. And here, instead of verify, I would like to mention it as buffer. And here, what is my buffer name? I would like to select the buffer name as last row content. Last row content. And once you store the value into this buffer, now I need to enter here, right? So what I'm going to do here, let me read. So what I'm going to do here, under order value, I'm going to call this buffer, open curly braces, capital B, last row content, close curly braces, sorry, close square braces, close curly braces. Your action mode should be input. So what is the difference? The only difference is here I'm using the row index as $last, but here in the second method I'm using the row index as $last content row, and rest all same. Now I'm going to change the work state as completed. Save this. So let me run this my second method. Okay, let me run the second method. Right click and run in Scratchbook. See, now it entered the value correctly. Whatever the last row value it has taken, and it entered the same. So that means our test case is successful. Here again, your last row content value, what is that? Your last row content value is 6040 pound. So let's go here. You can see 6040 pound, right? So that means the last row content index also working correctly. So these are the two methods you can automate your test case by interacting with dynamic web table, and you can capture the value of your last row. So if you have any queries, leave your queries in the comment box. I'll try to respond to your queries.
Hope you all understand how can we solve an obstacle where you need to interact with dynamic web table to get last row value or to get last content row. Please do subscribe to the channel, click on bell icon, you'll receive notifications whenever I publish more videos. Don't forget to like and share the video. Thank you.